Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gravity Throttle Racing Sand Dunes track. My name is Aaron Take.
Hey, this is Richard Gere. Race fans, 2 days of our time trials are complete. We are about ready for day 3, and we've got 13 more very competitive drivers anxious to get going. Here they are. You're going to see quite a few different styles and models, and as well as different places. We've got a vehicle here today all the way from Australia and one from Luxembourg, and several from the different states of the United States as well.
The producers have contacted us to let us know there will be a second tournament after the first 48. The next 32 will compete head-to-head to find out who the Group 2 champion will be.
And we just want to remind you, each of these drivers will have 3 chances to post their fastest time. Alrighty, so we've got Papa E kicking us off with a Ford Baja truck. He is from North Carolina and he is new to this course. That's a beautiful Ford truck, and I tell you what, E67 DRT Diecast Racing team is underway. And here he comes onto the sand, and he's cruising along. A little slowed up, but now over the dunes, look how smooth he looks. There is a modified suspension, we believe, and wow, that made it really nice and smooth around this part. He's gaining a lot of speed. Beautiful over the jump, too bad he flipped over, but let's take a look at what his fastest time was. 19.5037. Great job.
It's Shoddy.
No, it's Scotty, Aaron. We're going to have an eternal argument over how to pronounce that poor fellow's name, but you notice, he's from Luxembourg, and here we go. Shoddy, Scotty, gosh, now, Aaron, you got me saying him. In that 1973 Jeep J10, look at that gorgeous color. So far, looking good. Oh, gosh, the drone camera is having to keep up with him as he makes his way over the dunes. A little bit of a slip up there, but now he's coming around and taking a nice turn. This is his second attempt, and he slides right through the finish line, does barrel roll it. He finished all 3 races. In fact, so did Papa E. Oh gosh, look at that great time, just under 18 seconds for Scotty. Mark D from CutRock R in Australia. He's driving that Coyote 500. This is a real piece of eye candy. It's so low to the ground, I hope it doesn't get squashed. Our Aussie friends and our New Zealanders from the other side of the world, they're always welcome here. Look at Mark D make his way over the sand dunes now, and he seems to be having a very smooth ride. And through the pretzel turn, popping it through over the hill and coming down. Oh, look at him control it nicely. Oh, he does a full barrel roll but lands on his wheels. And look at that, Mark has also broken 18 seconds. Now, next up we have the Reaper from 4114 Diecast Racing in Canada. Now, he is new to the track. He's got a hyper rocker. We forgot to put his really cool looking decal up by the start gate, so there is a separate photo just to show you how scary this racer is. And Reaper is now into the sand, and the hyper rocker is cruising along. Look at him go. He's taking that methodically through the sand, and now onto the pretzel turn. He comes through quite smoothly. Look at him handle. That was a very smooth ride. Oh, he just happens to tip over. It looked like it wasn't rushed. It was smooth and well controlled. His fastest time was a 19.2472. Crazy Legs from 407 Diecast. 407 Diecast has been here before, I believe, in a beautiful Jeep Cherokee. Love that color. Now, I noticed he is from Florida, so Crazy Legs, hey, stay safe, my friend. Glad to have you here, your racer here, and off he goes. Crazy Legs did finish all 3 races, and this was run number 2. All 3 runs. This was run number 2. Look at him cruise along over the sand dunes well. He makes the turn, gets a little bit of air, and comes around. Oh, he spins backwards. It slows him down, but he comes through with a 19.2468. Not bad. Hey, next up we have In Count, and I failed to mention, so far, ladies and gentlemen, these cars and trucks that you're seeing, the suspension is not super spongy. Most of them are pretty tight or very standard, like you would get from a Hot Wheels you buy in the store. And this is important because a lot of folks get excited. They want to anticipate, the rocks and the sand dunes. And so the tendency with Gravity Throttle Racing tracks is to overcompensate. But you're watching, oh, look at that beautiful smooth turn. And In Count just about tipped it on his side. He does come through the finish line. Nicely done. And I don't want to forget In Count, but I want everyone to know just how... Oh, look at that. A sub 18 time. Great job. And here we have Sparky Racer. He's brand new from... It's either Raquel or Racel Racing. And driving this Dodge Dakota. Again, fans, want you to know that these experienced drivers, they know that a somewhat stiff or standard suspension works well on these gravity throttle tracks. Now, this guy reminds me of Big Al. Big Al had a little truck that acted just like this with that modified suspension vibrating and bouncing. Come on, Sparky. And there you see the truck bounce a little bit again. That does slow him up a little bit, but I remember Big Al, even though he had that kind of suspension, he did okay. I love that gymnastics in and out of the coal car, and 21:46 was his fastest time. Scooter Roundwell is in the house from Spirit of 64 Racing in Colorado. Hey, we've got another VW Bug. This Baja Bug is 63 grams. And was it Bash and Brenda that had a VW Bug earlier on? This one's a little bit heavier. Let's watch as it navigates over the rocks and does well. We've got some pretty good speed going on. Scooter is now coming. Oh yeah, coming over the sand dunes. Look at that nice rhythm, picking up a lot of speed. And around the pretzel turn, look how smooth he is. Coming on, and nice control. A little slide at the end. That was his fastest run. In fact, all three of his runs were in the 19s. 19.2142. This is 2K, and it's been a while. It's great to have him back from 2K Racing in Kansas. Love that Silverado that he's driving. And it looks like he DNF'd the second run. This is his third run, which was the fastest. And yeah, that's nice. He's coming through. Hops over that log quite well. You could tell his suspension is pretty tight, but notice how it helps with the speed as he goes over the sand dunes. Around the pretzel turn, he's making good time. And coming in, a nice even... Oh, wow! A slide off at the end, and he landed on top of the coal car with an 18.34. It's JAC from JAC Racing in Illinois. That's a gorgeous paint job on that GMC Hummer. Now, Jack finished his third run. Well, no, wait a minute. He finished all three of his runs. Oh boy, I better not even tell you what his second fastest run was. This is the fastest, which was the very first run. And look, he's already on the dunes. That is, you can see him picking up speed. In fact, now, the cameraman couldn't keep up with him. The angle is a little off. Sorry, folks. He rolls it over, and he's okay. Might be a good time to tell you now. His second run was an 18.06. Third was a 16.5 run, and that was his fastest run right there. Enter Sandman. That's right. This is a MBX, a Matchbox GHE-O Rescue. The racing team is Abnormal Speed Racing. Sandman is from Oregon, and here he goes. He did finish all three, and check this out. All three of his times were in the 17-second range. This was the fastest one. It is really moving as it makes its way over the dunes, coming through the pretzel turn over the hill, and look at that ride over. It spun like a ballerina, fell on its top, and a 17.4106. Here's a familiar face from Filipiak Performance Diecast, Killa Kowalski driving that Ford Bronco R. That's nice to see. I don't think we've had one of these Ford Bronco Rs on the track yet. And there's a nice good start, and yeah, cleanly over all of the bumps. Filipiak Racing. He had, his fastest time was the first one, and this was a nice run. The other two finishes were quite good, but look at him pick up speed and just pull it right down the middle. Oh, he flips over, comes to a sliding stop. Very nicely done. 17.6028. And ladies and gentlemen, our very last racer is the son, that's right, the son of Filipiak Performance Diecast from 2 Sinister Racing. Deuce built this pickup, and this, let's see here, he DNF'd the second run, and this was his third run. Cheer him on as he is just cruising along nicely. And now around the pretzel turn. Oh, gets a little air. You can see the speed picking up, and he does a nice little swing around. Great job by Deuce, as he comes in with an 18.3667.
The third day of the time trials is in the books. Race fans, we have a new pole sitter, JAC Racing, has a 16-second run.
Yeah, and if you look carefully, you will have seen several of today's racers making it into the top 20. Now remember, the first 48 will be in the Group 1 race, and the second 32 in the second. Let's do the dunes.
Are you tracking?